the Modern Matters podcast with Candice, Christina, and Brett.
Christina with a K.
Oh, yes. Special K, that is. Yes, I just want everyone to know. Special K, I've been referring to that since high school. So here we are. A little bit about me. I am an author and I'm a motivational speaker. And now I am an emotional intelligence strategist. And you guys are probably like, what does that even mean? I have been in corporate for 20 plus years in senior HR leadership roles. And what I would see is that, people would struggle with emotions all the time and pretend that they didn't really matter. But when you start to shift and you realize that everybody has emotions, we just need to leverage them better. That's what I do. I kind of help organizations, and then I help also individuals to better leverage their emotions so they can show up and tap into their best potential.
Love it. Love it. Brett, I'm always going to be the one putting you on the spot because I already know you're going to be the one making fun of me the most. And you, Brett, give us your background.
I didn't hear you go.
What?
I thought I was third.
You're second on this one.
Well,
I have to steal ideas.
Right.
Oh, that's what's happening right now?
Very
yes.
true. Well, I've been a photographer for 15 years, just about. And more recently, within the past 4 to 5 years, I would say, introduced video. So doing a bit of videography. So like I said, with the podcast, sharpening the creative pencil a little bit and getting into audio, learning it. Stressful, slightly, learning new things. I like to already know things. I enjoy the learning process, but I like to already know them, especially when we're combining it with video, which we're doing here. But yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting to get into this kind of new media market. I don't know how new it is anymore. It's really like 4.1 million podcasts existing, but it's a good way to be creative with each other, I think, and get some ideas out. I know I work so much with clients, which I love, and I try to choose clients that I can work with creatively and we can share great ideas, but ultimately my own ideas and creative outlets is what I'm looking for too, to be able to use all the tools and things at my disposal to do that, and this is one of them. So I'm excited. I apologize if our first show goes a little bit rocky, but we've prepared quite a bit. I think you guys can attest to how much we've thought of as much as we could to get everything off the ground. So here's hoping, but we look good. We sound good so far. So let's keep it up.
I love it. So, funny when this comes to my way, I, feel like there's a lot to unpack there with me because, I have done a lot of things in the past. Brett and I were, business partners with a photography studio for quite some time, working in lifestyle. Prior to that, I worked in service for many years. I worked as a makeup artist for a film company, and then I went out and freelanced and did work on my own. So clearly, creative industries are something that I find myself always going back to. In the height of closures and things that have recently happened to much of the world, I had to pivot, and I was fortunate enough to lean into my family's business, which is in alternative healthcare. So I sort of didn't leave the studio fully, but Brett and I had to make some decisions about what we would do with our place. So I got into that line of work and have been doing that, but feeling pulled back to an industry that allows me to speak on the creative world, and also the many things that I've been able to see throughout my life, throughout my travels, and hopefully I'll be able to bring something to the table with respect to some of the topics that we have lined up, which are awesome.
Yeah. I think that, for the listeners, the group that you have here, it's our first one and we're learning to kind of, officially kick off a podcast, but I know that you will definitely be getting your fair share of laughs and some serious conversation. And, that's really the beauty of it. I think that from my perspective, it was really around getting people to own their stories and kind of being in a place of truth and showing up in an authentic way. And when people do that, you'd be very surprised. Some of the people that you have surrounding you, they're like pretty incredible. Like there's great stories, but sometimes we don't like to share all the stories because we have this whole thought that we want it to look a certain way. But you will not be getting that on this podcast. You're going to get the real deal and stuff that really matters at the end of the day. So
Yeah.